actually made of 30 to 40 trillions of cells. Sorry. Can you go back to this? Just now, what?
Oh, sorry.
Cells.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 30 to 40% experience of cells, which means that what? Means that our hair, our skin, our lung, our brain, our heart, everything is made of cells. Okay. So cells will form the tissue, and when the tissue work together, it form our organs. Okay. And when organs come together, they form the system. Okay. So like what? Digestive system, cardiovascular system, immune system, right? And when all these systems they work together and form a very amazing human body like you and me. Okay. So we can see that cells should be, is the basic of our life. Okay. It is the smallest and the functional structural units of the human body. So which means that if we really want to improve our health, we should start from the cells level. Okay. So that's why for current year, cells nutrition is a very, very popular topic. Okay, because lots of people already know that. Okay, if let's say people with cardiovascular disease, with the heart problem, should we only take care of the heart? No. Okay, we should not only focus on one system or only one organs, but perhaps we should focus on the overall cells. Because our body is all the system, all the organs, they have the direct link and indirect link to each other. Okay. So now we see, if let's say we want to have healthy cells, okay? So one very important part is we need to make sure that our cells membrane is healthy. Okay, why? So as you can see here, the cell membrane is actually the protective wall that supports the whole cells. Okay. It actually protects what is inside the cells, our DNA, the most important things, our DNA, the internal, energy, the enzymes, they protect everything inside. Okay. And if let's say we have a very healthy cells membranes, then all the nutrients that we need, okay, can able to go inside the cells. Okay. And all the waste product produced able to remove from the cell effectively. Okay, so this is what we want. Because if let's say our nutrients cannot go inside, the waste product will come out. Then it will accelerate the whole aging problems. Okay, if let's say people want to talk about anti-aging, it's same. We talk about the health of the whole cells, and we talk about the cells nutrition. Okay, another thing is cell membrane is also very important for the cells to communicate with the surrounding and with each other. That's why if let's say you have a very unhealthy cells, it will influence the cells surrounding. Okay. Now we'll talk about the cells membrane, right? So if we want to make sure that our cells membrane is healthy enough, then we need one very important source, okay, which is fatty acid. It's not functioning.
Experiment's over.
Which is the fatty acids. Why? Because actually, cells membrane is made of fat, and specifically fat acids. That's why if let's say someone went diet, they avoid all the fat, it will actually influence the health of the cells. Okay, you get a lot of problems and symptoms afterwards. Okay, that's why when we want to keep fit, you want to lose your weight, still we need some healthy fat, okay, to maintain our cells membrane. So let's keep everything simple. So there are actually three main types of fatty acid, which play very important roles in maintaining our cells membrane. Okay, which is the saturated fats, monounsaturated fats, and polyunsaturated fat. Okay, so do you know what is saturated fat? Right? You heard a lot, right? You do not take too much of saturated fat. Okay? Avoid the saturated fats. Okay? Because if let's say too much of saturated fats, it will cause what? Cause the blockage of your arteries. We heard a lot, right? Okay. So actually, saturated fat is very important to maintain the structures of our cells. So we should actually not to avoid it completely. Okay, we need saturated fat. Okay, but in maybe less than 10% of your diet. Okay, so why? Because saturated fat is actually giving our cells the structure. Okay, if we have not enough saturated fats intake, then we take not enough, we consume not enough of saturated fat, then our cells will become too soft. Okay, and it can't form the structure of the cell's membrane. Then it will influence the health of the cells as well. That's why we still need the saturated fat. But if over the amount that we need, it will cause the cell's membrane become what? Too strong. Okay, and rigid. It become hard. So if this happens, again the nutrients cannot go inside, the waste product cannot come out. That's the problem. So next one is monounsaturated fat. So what is monounsaturated fat? Like what? Any monounsaturated fats that you know? Okay, the omega-9 from the olive oil actually is the monounsaturated fat. Okay, you heard of it before? The omega-9. Yeah, and also omega-7. Okay, so if you look at the brochure of Zinzino BalanceOil, it mentioned omega-7, right? Actually, it's one type of monounsaturated fat as well. Okay, so monounsaturated fat is very important to provide the cell's membranes enough of fluidity to maintain its fluidity. Okay, then again, next one, very important, which is the polyunsaturated fat, which is the one we keep mentioning, omega-3 and omega-6. Okay, so omega-3 and omega-6, these pure polyunsaturated fats is also very, very important role in maintaining the fluidity of the cell's membrane. So which means that we need 3 of them. Okay, and we need to make sure 3 of these fatty acids is in balance. Okay, if we can maintain their balance, then we can make sure that our cell's membrane fluidity is at the best. Okay. So next, we say that okay, everything is so good, but now is the problem. Okay, here comes the problem. Okay, so in ideal words, we suggest, even the science suggests that I recommend that we need the ratio of omega-6 to 3. Okay, in at 3 to 1 is the healthiest ratio ever. Okay, but today our modern diet, for high omega-6. From those cooking oil, from those processed foods, fast food, okay, and cost the whole ratio went up to 20 to 1, up to 25 to 1, and even higher. Okay, and when this we call it this balance goes towards the omega-6 get higher, and this is where all the health problems begin. Okay, but the problem now is many people actually don't realize that. Okay, because they most of them they think that they are doing good. They are actually taking supplements. Some of them, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, they are taking omega-3 supplements. Maybe they eat fish once in a while, right? And they just feel fine for now. But the main problem is many of them do not actually know what is happening inside the body. Right? Okay. But Zinzino has the proof. So actually after all the balance test result.
You go back to just now.
Okay.
If a person realize that they maintain a 25 to 1 ratio for a long time, what will happen to the human body?
For your body.
I think many people encounter this problem, right?
Yeah.
So what will happen to them?
Okay, later we'll talk about it.
Okay.
But maybe later when I talk about it, about this ratio, how it influences our body, then if I didn't answer your questions, then I'll try to explain again. Okay, so let's see here. So up to 1.5 million of tests show what? Show that globally, up to 97% of people are out of balance. Okay, so a lot of people, they are just what we call it waiting for the symptom. If there is no symptom, they feel okay, then they think that their body is in balance. But the truth is, That's why balance test is so important. Okay, to help them to see what's inside. Okay. So now, just now we talked about the ratio, right? Okay. So what happened is omega-6 and omega-3 in imbalance. Okay, I mean more omega-6 ratio in your body. Then what happened is your cells will actually become rigid as well. Because too much of omega-6 in your body will cause your cell membrane to get hard and rigid. So when this happened, the nutrients again cannot go inside, the waste product cannot come out, then it will cause the cells to accelerate the whole aging process. Okay, it will get aged too fast. And then if let's say we say that okay, after we taking the omega-3 effectively, then back to our normal cells, okay, healthy cells, then you can see that the cells membrane is soft and flexible. That's the whole process, and our body starts to become healthy. Okay. So this is the one actually from here maybe you can see clearer, which when the omega-6 to 3 becomes imbalanced, and especially this omega-6 is more higher, some actually up to 50 to 1, 100 to 1. Yeah, not. So when this going down, then the whole process, I mean our cells will as you see just now, it will become unhealthy. Okay, and all the affect all the brain functions, and then affect the heart functions, affect our cells, and then damage our tissue and everything. This is one thing, because omega-6 and 3 influence the cells membrane. Okay, another point is if let's say the imbalance of omega-6 to 3 become higher, okay, what happens is it will cause our body to go into chronic inflammation. Okay, because omega-6 is actually one type of pro-inflammatory substances, which means that it will cause our body to get inflamed. Okay, and omega-3 is anti-inflammations. Okay, so imagine that when the stimulation of inflammation is much more than those anti, what happens? Yeah, your body just, go into the state of chronic inflammations. Okay, so chronic inflammations actually already proven is the root cause of a lot. All those lifestyle diseases that you can name off. Cardiovascular disease, diabetes. People might think that okay, diabetes is because of high glucose diet, right? So I avoid all the refined carbo, avoid all the carbo. Okay, I'm fine. No. Okay. Nowadays, people, scientists already found out that the diabetes might not just because of the high glucose diet. It might be because of the chronic inflammation that actually happening in your body that you don't realize at all. Okay, so chronic inflammations is just like we call it like slow fire burning in your body. We don't see the smoke, but it's actually silently damaging our tissue, our organ system, our whole body. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, so the imbalance, in summary, imbalance of omega-6 to 3 influence two main things inside our body. First is the health of the cell membrane. Okay, more omega-6 will cause our cell membrane to get hard and rigid. Okay, it influence the nutrients and the waste products. Another thing is if you have too much of omega-6, it will cause the inflammations to happen. So it will turn into not acute inflammations, but chronic inflammations. Okay, even as you can see, a lot of diseases, even cancer, also one part of the chronic inflammations. Okay, so what?
If somebody in this stage, once we take this BalanceOil, can back the normal game?
Okay, so
can we recover?
Yeah, I understand that. So it means that people with this kind of disease,
Yeah.
whether this can cure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can recover?
if let's say, what they can do is, what omega-3 can do is actually anti-inflammations. Okay, but for any kind of disease, chronic inflammation is one of the root cause, but it's not the only root cause. That's why you can try, and it's good to have the products because at least it helps to anti-inflammations. But if let's say it's the disease is the root cause is another cause, then we have to find out the cause. whether it's genetic, really diet, or the lifestyle. Yeah. So I mean, even the product is important. We still need to take care of our lifestyle. And we need to take care of other things lah. Not like really.
Actually, the division.
Yeah.
One of the most important is hydration.
Yeah. One of it as well.
Our blood is about 90% water. Right? Even our eyes is 95% water.
Okay.
So if a person is dehydrated, they can never be healthy.
Yeah.
Second is sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, sufficient sleep. Right. Third is exercise. Fourth is vitamin D. Right. And fifth is a good diet. Good diet meaning enough for proteins, enough for carbo, enough for vegetables, fats, and so on. Right. So it's not just one factor; it's a combination of factors. Right. To really, to have a healthy body. This balance oil is definitely helps on the balancing of the system, but you need all these others to really be very healthy.
Yeah, it's very like top. Because sometimes with usually, I mean, for disease or any health problems, actually it's about risk. Okay, so it means that if let's say your lifestyle, your everything that mentioned, you didn't sleep well, and your stress level, you didn't have good hydrations. So if you increase your risk of getting the disease. Okay, so I mean all the nutrients, okay, including all the omega-3 or any nutrients that we take. So it help us to reduce the risk. But if you really want to further reduce, then we have to take care of other all the factors that's all mentioned.
For the nutrients to go into the cell, and for the toxins to be flushed out, you need water.
Okay. All right.
So okay, just now we talked about omega-3 is a very good anti-inflammations, right? So why? Actually because it contains the PA and DHA. Okay, so EPA and DHA is already proven that it can reduce the production of the inflammatory substances and also promote the production of anti-inflammatory substances, reduce the inflammatory markers, and most important, it helps to balance the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Okay, so when we actually increase the intake of omega-3, the whole balance will go better. I mean, it will remain balanced. Okay, but very important. Okay, some people might think that okay lah, I just increase the intake of my omega-3 lah. Then I don't change anything lah, right? Okay, but if let's say just imagine if let's say your omega-3 is you increase the intake of this one enough, but your omega-6 is also still very high level. Do you think the balance will go? I mean, you'll get balance? No, right? That's why even we take balance oil, we still need to cut down all the fast food, processed food. You still need to take care of another parts in your life, daily life.
The lifestyle.
The lifestyle, and actually a lot of factors that affecting. Okay, people only can add the genetic. Actually, not only the genetic. Okay, but if let's say your genetic makes you prone to get certain types of diseases, which means that if let's say your father, mother, or your grandparents are having heart disease, then do you have? I mean, you have maybe you might carry the genetic of the heart disease, but didn't mean that you will get the heart disease. It just means that your risk of getting the disease is higher than those without the genetic. Okay, so it's all about the risk. So if you have the high risk already, you have the genetic, right? You have the higher risk already, then now you don't sleep well, you stress and everything, that it's easier for these persons to get the disease. Okay?
I think genetics is probability. I mean, the percentage wise is 15% from genetics.
Yeah.
Lifestyle is 60%.
Yeah, because
The rest is-
daily life, every day. Okay. We can say that I mean you won't get fat. Even now, later we go for 1 meal of McDonald's. Okay, it's actually a long period of accumulations. Okay.
So the moment we get back to our balance in 120 days, we need to continue on show.
Yeah, sure. Actually, it's good that if let's say after 120 days, really you see it gets the ratios and balance, which means that this 120 days you are doing something correctly. Okay. Again, then if let's say you stop, because you already know what caused your balance. Now you stop it, for sure you will go back to the imbalance state.
After the first case, we can improve can have the data. It's very important. We don't have to. Just like me, the first test iron is 11:1. After 120 days, it's 2.6 to 1. Okay. Then you have mentioned after at least we balance
Yeah.
do I need to go back same thing?
Yeah.
But you have to know our organs just like a car. Do we need to service?
Okay.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and also, let's say after the 120 days, you get balance already.
Yeah.
Then, if you continue, you eat actually, maybe some people might see the balance will go up again. Why? Because every day, 120 days is, in the next 120 days, maybe you get more stress, maybe of your environment. Yeah, so it's we have to observe few tests to see what is actually happening inside. Balance oil the most for me lah. Okay, I think the main point of balance test is at least you see what is happening inside the body.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't depend on guessing. But I guess I won't because I don't feel any. I feel good every day. Okay, we see because data never lies. At least we see what is happening.
Okay, one more. Somebody have asked, since I'm imbalance after blood test, the ratio is high, for example, 36 to 1. Can I increase my doses times 2 or times 3? People asking that.
We answered this question last week.
Yeah.
I see.
Actually,
Is it allowed?
Actually, all depends on individual. If let's say they really need it, this is a normal. The serving size usually is the size they are recommended for average people. If someone is really imbalanced or they need more omega-3, for sure they can double their dose or yeah.
It's recommended.
Yeah.
So all depends how thick your money, your pocket.
Yeah.
We want to get back balance first, fast.
You get balance.
From the test it can tell.
Yeah.
The data can tell, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Later I will show you the potency
We
of
need
the
to
product.
ever move on.
Okay.
The thing will see actually double dose and double dose or higher dose. Actually, the dosage is not a problem.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
later I show.
Alright.
Okay, we can talk about this one.
Okay.
Okay, so now now you everyone already I believe that everyone already know how to answer the questions. Why do we need balance? All right. Yeah. Okay. Then just now we talked about all of the benefits of the omega-3. Okay, but remember this: all the benefits of omega-3 only happen if your body able to absorb and use them effectively. Okay, so means that if let's say the omega-3 that you take, our body cannot absorb and use it effectively, it's just waste of money. It's just think just how we measure a lot of things, very good omega-3, very good. It's just you don't get all the benefits. Okay, so let's be honest lah. Today markets are flooded with omega-3 products.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If you walk into any pharmacy, any health store, you will see the shelf filled with all types of omega-3 products. Some even with very, very powerful marketing. Like what? High strength, triple omega, right? Triple omega.
369.
369. So like super premium fish oil, but it's just a marketing person. If let's say again the products cannot prove its all the purity, potency, all the quality of the product. Our body cannot absorb it, it's just useless. Okay? And not all fish oil are created equally. Some might transform your cellular health in 100 days, but some might very mixed many difference. Okay? And how to identify that? Okay, how do we know that? Actually quite hard if let's say we just get the omega-3 from the pharmacy, because no one to ask. And then we only can rely on what? The label, right? Okay. Then, I mean, this is where Zinzino balance oil shine. Okay, this is where Zinzino balance oils stand apart from other omega-3 products out there. Because Zinzino balance oil is not designed to just add the omega-3 to the body. Okay, it is designed to restore the balance. Okay, safely, effectively, and measurably. This is so important. Okay, we're able to measure it through the balance oil, through the balance test. Okay, okay. Now, so I mean, Zinzino balance oil, is built based on 3 P's of excellence, which is the purity, potency, and polyphenol. Okay, so we start from the purity. Okay, and let's start with the first P, purity. So have a look at this sentence. Even the best formula in the world means nothing if the oil itself is impure. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Even the product have the best formula, best raw material, the most advanced technology. But if let's say the oil is synthetic or get oxidized or get contaminated, then it's just nothing for us. And if let's say another problem is if let's say omega-3 is very easily get oxidized, very easily. Okay, and if let's say we consume the omega-3 that already oxidized, it actually will harm our body. Okay, just now we mentioned that omega-3 can anti-inflammations, right? But if let's say the oil already oxidized, it now will cause the inflammation. Yeah, with the black. Okay. So now see. So we talk about purity. So what is pure? Normally people talk about pure means what? Product is clean, the product is fresh, right? But actually in science, purity means that the product have to be totally free from any contaminants, oxidations, and unwanted residues. Okay. So now I mean for the balance oil itself. Now let us deep dive into more details. Now we look at the source, the manufacturing processing, and how the contaminants controls of this product. And also we will look into the key parameters to determine the freshness globally, which is the total oxidation value and the oil stability index, and also the global standards that Zinzino balance oil adhere to. Okay, so actually from this one already differentiate Zinzino balance oil from other product, because if you other products, especially those in the market, the pharmacy, you will able to find out all this? No, right? No, right? Actually, no. The answer is no. You won't know where is the fish source, who is the manufacturer. We won't know. Okay, yeah, they don't tell. That's why one of the things just now also mentions to be clear is one of the things, to be honest, after I researched a lot about these products and this company, one thing that I really appreciate about this is the transparency. Yeah, so it just showed everything to you guys. It's so transparent. It tell you where it's source, where the manufacturer. Okay, never mind. Let me show you. Okay. Okay, first, so where is the source? So Zinzino balance oil. The fish is sourced from the small hot oily fish, like what sardines, mackerels, and anchovies. So, do you guys know why small fish is being chosen? Why? Why small fish? Because usually people talk about omega-3 is what? From what? Salmon, right? Extract from salmon. And why small fish?
Big fish like sharks, what do you call that? Salmon and well, the other big fish is called what? The tuna. These fish have a very long lifespan, and they accumulate a lot of mercury.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
yeah.
So because small fish, they have shorter life. Shorter life. Yeah. So means that they have less time to accumulate the toxins in their body, including the mercury, heavy metal. Okay. Yeah. So small fish is actually the better choice. Okay, and small fish, I mean the oil from this kind of small fish, you you have a lighter color. Okay, and it's naturally they are purer than any other fish, especially those big fish. Okay, and other than the small fish that has been chosen, you can see that the fish side, they source the fish from what? From where? From cold pristine waters of the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so clearly they told you where they source the fish. Okay, where is the fishing site? And to make sure that the fishing site, all the fish is from the unpolluted area, they are certified. Okay, fishing area are certified by the Friends of the Sea. Okay, for sustainable fishing in unpolluted water. So this specifically from the fishing sites of Southeast Pacific, Eastern Atlantic, and Black Sea. I don't know. I go and search the map again. If you want to really know where it's exactly, but means that this Friends of the Sea proven that the fish that we get is from the unpolluted area. This is important. Okay, previous years about the salmon. Okay, from the sea. Japan is it's polluted, it's contaminated, contain one heavy metal, and people start to afraid of eating the salmons, right? Yeah, that's why very important, because nowadays we know that our oceans is no longer pristine enough. Okay, that's why they have to make sure. This is a good move lah for them to make sure that the fish that we get is from the polluted area. Okay. So next, the manufacturer. Actually, the manufacturer of the Zinzino BalanceOil is from BC, from Iceland. Okay. You can search online about this manufacturer. This manufacturer is actually well known, globally recognized for pharmaceutical grade fish oil. Okay, this is a very well known company manufacturer. Okay, and for decades they have set global benchmark for the quality and safety. Okay, they supplies the oil that meets the European pharmaceutical standards. Okay, this standard is one of the highest purity standards in the world. Okay, so means what? Means the balance oil, even the fish itself, from the ocean itself, and even the manufacturer are all very high standard. Okay, and globally well known. Okay. And how's the processing? How's the fish oil is being processed? Okay. So first, the fish you extract the oil you extract exclusively by the Friends of the Sea certified fisher before processed in the Iceland by BC. Okay. So this oil is skin coated, not solvent extracted. Okay. Which means what? Means that no chemical is being used to extract the oil. Okay. It's just using the pure steam. They're using a very precise temperature control to release the oil from the fish naturally. Okay, no harsh chemical, and then no harsh solvent being used. Okay, and then this oil, and then you get purified using 4-stage molecular distillation process to make sure what? Make sure that it is up to standards, it is fresh, it is clean, it's safe for the consumption.
But are you saying that there are fish oils in the market that are using chemical extraction or solvent extraction?
Yeah.
Common.
There's two ways. To extract the oil naturally is actually not easy. Yeah, that's why a lot of in the markets they might using any chemical extract. So this is actually very good point that differentiates balance oil from others. Again, you don't know. Okay, you don't know where is the extraction, but to extract the oil from the fish, usually there's way naturally using the pure steam. Okay, you extract it using the temperature control, or you use the chemical solvent to extract it. Okay. So this is why this is considered as the global benchmark, okay, of the purity of the fish oil. Okay. Okay. Then after that, okay, just now we talk a lot about the small fish, very good already, right? Less time for them to accumulate the toxin, right? Then even the fishing area is unpolluted area. Okay, people might think, okay, not enough, right? Already two things to prove that it's less contaminated, right? It's clean enough, right? Not enough. Okay, since you know say that not enough, I still have to perform the very strict, okay, following the very strict EU regulations and perform a rigorous heavy metal and raw material analysis to make sure that, okay, analyze the test all the oil that produce, make sure that the heavy metal limits, the environmental toxin limits are way below the safety limits. Okay, so as you can see, for example, like the heavy metal lah. So less than 0.1 pm is already considered okay already, acceptable already. But as you can see, for Zinzino one is way below. Okay, so make sure what? Make sure that all the oil that we receive is really clean, fresh, and safe. Okay, so actually this report you can get it from Zinzino official website. Yeah, just get it from the website. Yeah. So it's all really like, you know, transparency. Yeah, it's not because of internal or what. No, it's from the website side. Okay, no lie. They just show everything. Okay, next we talk about freshness and oxidation. So it is important, right? Freshness is important, right? Okay. A lot of products actually again in the market. You cannot guarantee the freshness. Okay, I mean, especially if let's say after you consume it, then when you burp, it's a very strong fishy taste. Be careful. Yeah, because naturally, I mean, in natural life, I mean, usually we eat the fish which already get rancid and already, you know, get bad. The fish smell is very strong. So same to fish oil. If it, that's why we just now we say that fish oil easily get oxidized. Okay, so if we don't take care of these problems, then we cannot guarantee the freshness of the oil. Okay, again, if let's say the oil that you take is not fresh, then it will harm your body. Okay, because it's already get oxidized. Okay, so to guarantee this, Zinzino are using all these key parameters that's used globally to determines the freshness. Okay, so first is the PV and ME, peroxide and its value. Okay, again, this is from the website. You guys can have a look at it. Okay, so what is PV? PV actually to measure the oxidation, the first stage of oxidations. Okay, and then ME is the secondary oxidations. But AV actually can be influenced by a few factors like whether it adds color, you know, sometimes they add flavoring, it will affect this value. That's why PV actually is the best measures. Okay, so we have a look at this one. You see, so PV value if around 30 to 40, then you get you taste the rancid taste. Okay, and according to global organizations for EPA and DHA, the best standards, the best quality should have less than 5 of this PV. Okay, and you can see that for the Zinzino oil. Okay, balance oil, algae oils, all the good omega acid oil, you can see is way below 5. Okay, 0.5, less than 0.1, 0.4, very, very low. Okay, so which means what? Means that you see low PV and AV indicates better quality. Okay, even the AV, look at the AV. So for AV, if less than 10 is excellent quality. Okay, if more than 20 is oxidized. Okay, and all this range is not decided by me, it's not decided by Zinzino. It's based on the global organizations for EPA and DHA. Okay, so less than 10 is excellent quality. So you can see that all values are less than 10. Okay, so this based on this PV and AV, then we can have this total oxidation value. Okay, so total oxidation value is to tell us how fresh and rancid an oil is. Okay, if we have low total oxidation value, means fresh and stable. If we have high, it means rancid. Okay, so again, according to the global organizations of EP and DHA, the premium grade should have less than 20. Okay, let's see Zinzino oil. Okay, it's between 2 to 3 to 8 to 3. Again, less. I mean way lesser below the range. Okay, so which means it's really exceptional fresh. Okay, good. Can get understand? So now you look at this table, you know how to explain about the value. Okay. Okay. So another next one is about oil stability index. So what is this index is about? Actually, it's to determine the time it gets oxidized under a very high stress condition. Okay, so for balance oil, it's actually 35 hours. Okay, so usually we call it a typical of commercial fish oil, usually like 10 hours. Okay, so it actually means what? Means that usually for the commercial fish oil, if let's say this oil put at a high stress condition, after 10 hours, it will start to get oxidized. Okay, but for balance oil, up to 35 hours, then it will get oxidized. Okay, but remember, it's under very high stress condition, which means that usually this index, they will test it, they put the oil under around 110 degree, not mistaken, yeah, and see how fast it get oxidized. So very high temperature. Okay, and for balance oil, it can stand up to 35 hours, then only get oxidized. Understand? So very stable. So some people might ask that and this is a lot this question actually keep asking almost every time after the presentations. Okay, we say that omega-3 is easily get oxidized, right? Then every time I open, then will it get oxidized immediately? This question, I mean, I think that a lot of partner will ask, or customer later will ask about these questions. Then you can show the OSI. Okay, up to 35 hours, even though we put under high stress condition. Okay, so actually, this is how Zinzino make sure the oil is fresh the time you open until the time you finish it. Okay, but as you open the oil, I mean, you open the bottle and then you start to drink, and after 1 year, I don't know lah. I mean, I cannot guarantee lah. Okay, if you use the product for 1 year, I cannot guarantee lah. Okay. Okay. Okay, everyone. Okay, I understand. So this is, I mean, all this very so useful and so powerful. Okay, to prove the freshness, you know, the total oxidation values of the product. Okay. Any question? No. Okay, then again, actually, Zinzino adhere to European pharmaceutical standards. This is the highest standards from EU regulations. Okay, for the purity of the fish oil. Okay. Other than that, they also were voluntarily following the global standards. Okay, of one we keep mentioning the Global Organization for EV and DHA, and then the International Fish Oil Standards Program, the WHO Fish Oil Monogram, and California Proposition 65. So all of this just to make sure that the oil is pure, the oil is clean and fresh. Okay, can I understand? So next time, now in future, whenever you introduce your balance oil to your friends, your customer, okay, then they say what? They say, never mind lah, already have fish oil already. I've been taking fish oil for 10, 20, 30 years already. No need lah. Okay? Ask them these 5 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, ask them these 5 questions. Okay, sure. Yeah, ask them these 5 questions. Do you know that the fish oil that you take Where is the fish sauce from? Okay, do you know how is the oil is processed? Can you guarantee that it's free from contaminants? Okay, what is the total oxidation value of your oil? And what about the OSI value? Okay, can I mean, trust me, I believe that up more than 90+% of product in the market cannot answer this.
Yes.
Okay, so that's how Zinzino balance oil set apart from other omega-3 products. So that's also why we should choose balance oil. Okay, because all of this, as a balance oil user, we clearly know that, and we should proud of it, right?
Yes.
And okay, so no question for purity. Let's talk a little bit about the potency. This is important. It's so pure already, so fresh, so clean, but your body still cannot use it properly. You still cannot absorb it properly. Then again, it is just nothing, just useless, right? So potency is so important. So what potency is actually means is how strong or how effective a substance is at producing a biological effect. Okay, how this omega-3 actually bring you a really functional and biological effect. Okay, so for fish oil, you will look into two things. One is how much PPA and DHA are actually present in the fish oil that you're taking. Okay, remember 1,000 mg of omega-3, which actually you can find easily from the market. Okay, remember 1,000 mg of omega-3 is not equals to 1,000 mg of EPA and DHA. Note. Okay, so when we, I mean, in let's say you go to pharmacy or any health store and you find these omega-3 products, it mentioned 1,000 mg of omega-3, we have to look into the EPA and DHA. Okay, how much of EPA, the total of EPA and DHA is actually provided from the product itself. Okay, so some actually not showing. Okay, some product actually not even showing. They just mentioned 1,000 mg of omega-3. Okay, so it's really like, and to be honest, as what I know, until this point, Malaysia regulation are not really strict on this. I mean, they're not really force the manufacturer to mention the EPA and DHA. That's why some product never mention that, and we don't really know. Okay, some might have 1,000 mg of omega-3, but the total of EPA and DHA might just 100. Okay, so which means that you actually just get the 100 mg of EPA and DHA. You are not getting the benefit of omega-3 because it's too low. Okay. Then other than that, we look into how effective our body can actually absorb and use the product. Okay, to determine the potency. So as we know, balance oil is 60% from the fish oil, 40% from the olive oil, and also it contains vitamin D3 and also the vitamin E, right? Okay, then so let us see the potency of this product. So first, the balance oil is in liquid form. Okay, so if we look into, I mean, a lot of product omega-3 supplements in the market is what? Soft gel, right? Soft gel capsules. So actually, liquid forms is way more easily absorbed by the body compared to those soft gel. Okay, because soft gel, our body needs to further digest, then break down the capsules. I mean the soft gel. Okay, liquid is faster and better absorption. Okay, another point now is the form of omega-3 in the balance oil is in natural triglyceride form. Okay, it's not in ethyl ester. Okay, let me explain more. Okay, most of the product in the market, okay, especially those you find is very cheap. Okay, people say what in Cantonese man. 平嘅冇靚嘅，
平嘅冇好嘢。
啊，真嘅。Okay. Okay. So they call it omega-3 supplements, but actually there is mostly two types of omega. The form of omega-3 in the market, which is the TG form, just now I mentioned, and EE form. So usually in markets, a lot of supplements are using the EE form. Okay, so for EE form, actually is a synthetic form, semi-synthetic form. Okay, and their absorptions is much lower. Okay, so which means what? Means that if let's say you take 1000 mg of EPA and DHA and the form is TG form, the absorption rate is much higher compared to you are taking 1000 mg of EPA and DHA from the EE form. Okay. And another thing says because it's synthetic, actually this kind of form it eats dietary fats for better absorptions. Okay, and it is less stable, it's higher risk from the rancidity and oxidation. And usually this kind of form, EE form omega-3, after you take, when we burp, easily you can feel the fishy smell. Yeah. Okay. So next time when you take the products and then every time you burp, then you have the strong fishy smell. Two reasons. One is it already went bad or oxidized and get rancid. Another one is because they are using the E form. So which means that if let's say they are using the E form, but it's fresh, it still get fishy taste after you burp. Okay. So let's see now. So for BalanceOil, actually I'm using the natural unordered TG form. So this TG form is the natural form of omega, okay, in a fish. Because it's natural, that's why our body can absorb and then can use this kind of TG form more effectively. Okay. Usually TG form you can only find from those premium or clinical grade of products. So because of natural, because TG form, you can see you can compare. And they naturally can absorb more effectively, up to 90 to 95%. And because it's absorbed well, even on an empty stomach. Okay, this is also when I do further research and when I clarified with the scientists, okay, I found previously a lot of team partner also asking, can we take the product empty stomach or when is the best time to take the products of BalanceOil? Okay, when I studied further, then I noticed that because they are using this natural TG form, so even we are taking empty stomach or without food, actually is still absorbed effectively. Okay, for the BalanceOil. Okay, compared to other product, usually for the fish oil, because this is oil product, we need to take together with food for better absorption. Okay, but because the BalanceOil now is choosing the TG form, means that even empty stomach, okay, even we are not taking it with food, we still can absorb very well. Okay.
Empty stomach lah.
Huh?
Okay, prefer empty stomach.
No, before.
Yeah. I mean, even empty stomach also can take effectively. Yes. Okay, but if let's say you want to mix it together with food, same, it's still okay. It's actually up to that person preference. Yes, some people might feel like drinking oil is a little bit like they feel like guilty or anything. Then they can take together with food. But I mean, empty stomach, not empty stomach, the absorption is still very good.
But the last question, again, the one customer after taking the compounding, but always not low.
Some people, if let's say they have the gastric problems, gastric, or they sometimes have the GERD, the reflux problems. Yeah, maybe they have that experience. But after some periods of taking the product, usually they go.
It's not what Amber mentioned. Pressure. The pressure.
If let's say after if let's say after birth, you have very strong fishy taste, very strong fishy smell, then it means not fresh. Okay, but birth usually is maybe because of the gas, maybe because of the reflux of the stomach. Okay. So TG form is more stable, so less prone to oxidations and better tolerated. Okay, I mean because it is natural form, and our body recognize natural form better than synthetic form. Okay, that's why our body can use this TG form of omega-3 better, absorb better. Okay. So now, again, summary is Zinzino is using which form? TG form and natural unaltered TG form. Okay, understand? Then next. Okay, let's look at the dosage. So dosage is important. Okay, you get so good, everything so good, but the dosage is not enough to have any biological functions to the body. Actually, it's also not used, right? Waste of money, right? Okay, let's see. So for the dosage, so per 12 ml is roughly like, I add this one roughly around almost 2,000 gram of EPA and DHA, mg, mg of the EPA and DHA. Okay, around 1.9, around 2 gram. Okay, so this one is the the dosage for omega EPA, DHA to have a biological effects on our body, which means that if let's say every day you take 1 gram of EPA, DHA, it is proven to have an improved at the omega-3 index and also basic heart health. Okay, 1 gram is already have this benefit. Okay, and if let's say 2 to 4 gram, it can lower the triglyceride and reduce the inflammation. Okay, so which means what? Which means that if let's say every day you just take 12 ml, it's already enough. Okay, enough to enjoy all these benefits. Okay, that's why some people might think that they want to overdose. Okay, they want to more and take more. Okay, higher than 12 ml. So the result is they have higher EPA and DHA. Okay, so for people are taking blood thinning medication. Okay, so again, if let's say anyone taking blood thinners, then we are advised to consult the doctor. Okay, but according to FDA, people are taking blood thinning actually is safe if let's say their EPA and DHA daily is up to 3 grams. Actually, it's safe, but again, because they're taking blood thinning drug, we still advise it's better to consult the doctor. Okay, but actually 3 grams is safe even for those people taking blood thinning drugs. Okay, so
just ask you, this one per one for bill equal to 1,097. 1.97
mg.
mg or okay.
Because actually I put 1.97 gram.
mg,
I actually 1970. I thought easier to say, but I forgot to add M.
okay, mg.
It's mg. Okay. What if let's say 2,000 gram? Because I just changed. I forgot to add the M. Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
So actually means what? Means even the despite all the quality, all the purest, all the freshness, oxidation, everything is up to standard. Even the dosage given by BalanceOil is enough. Okay, that's why if you know, Zinzino scientists actually following the nutrition to design these products, because they design the nutrient products not only based on the daily use or normal use, it's based on therapeutic nutrition and function. Okay, so it's enough to cover this one. So if let's say you want to double, you want to add more, yeah, sure, can. Even if you double it, you will get even better result for this kind of benefits.
Faster.
Yeah.
How about those heart issue?
But heart tissue.
Definitely the better now.
Sorry. Yeah, continue. So again, if let's say they are not taking blood thinning drug, actually just follow as usual. No problem. It's just why we are concerning about the blood thinning issue is because omega-3 actually have a very mild blood thinning effect as well. So we are afraid that your blood is getting too light. Okay. But again, you see, after I search more, it's actually good that we know that even FDA prove that it's safe to take even 3 grams. But again, consult doctor is better. Yeah. I'm afraid of later.
Okay, because blood thinners actually help to prevent blood clot.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't thin the blood in that little sense.
Okay. And for the fish oil grade, good to know that. So for balance oil, actually using the 20 to 10 ratio of addition in market usually 18.12. So 20 to 10 has already matched the anti-inflammatory support profile. Okay, and that's why we say that the zero balance oil is actually technical grade intake in a food grade form. Okay, which means that you can take it daily. Then it able to meet the effective therapeutic range and it contains very high bioavailability. Okay, so and all these 18 health claims are approved by
Baby,
Okay, you guys can have a look.
baby,
And that's why actually it's actually safe to be used from 6 months and up to 100 years. Okay, so I believe 101 years. So okay, like, so can want Okay. And you guys notice that a lot of toys at the market is only up to 99.
So we can go to 100 years. Okay.
No. I don't know you guys know this news or not. This one person always I don't know where, but one person is already 100 and something more than 99. Then they are playing the product and get sued. Get sued because it's already more than 99. You should not play the product. Really. It's like wow, this kind of people also like too free, very free.
Or control.
Okay. Okay, again, another thing is what I think is good about Zinzino is all these benefit, all these effect, all these omega-3 benefits that is given to us is measurable. Okay, which means that we can use the balance test to see how the oil is actually helping our all these index and helping our health and body. Okay, so I believe everyone will already. So the balance test and the test is tested by the CAS analytic services, which is also one of the very well-known and very clinically, in analytic services company. This is very well with us. It's not very powerful. Because it collaborate with WHO guys, okay, and a lot of very famous university. Okay, next one, let's talk about the last one, polyphenol. So if let's say you notice that your omega-3 fish oil at home, okay, is only pure omega-3, then usually this kind of fish oil with pure and only omega-3 get oxidized very fast. Okay, so scientists already, proven that all omega-3 products should come together with polyphenol. Okay, so the polyphenol, the main benefit of polyphenol is what? To help to protect the omega-3 and to prevent it to get oxidized, because polyphenol is very good source of antioxidants. Okay. So for the balance oil, we are using the extra virgin olive oil from Spanish pure olives. Okay, it's a pre-harvest, cold press and smoked and therefore contains very high polyphenol contents up to more than 750 mg per kg. That's very high antioxidants. So now let's see the synergy effects of the omega-3 and polyphenol. Okay, if we have omega-3, we have the very good benefits for the cells membrane and as well as inflammations, okay, to anti-inflammations. But if we together with have polyphenol, it will have a better synergy effect, okay, on these three factors. Number one is antioxidants. Okay. So just now we keep mentioning that omega-3 will get oxidized easily, right? Actually, why? We can explain it through science. Okay, because omega-3, the structure as you can see, okay, is actually you see this one, you know what it is? This is the double bond. Okay, chemical structure, very chemistry now. Okay, it's a double bond. Okay, and this double bond, if let's say this structure have more double bond, means that it get oxidized more easily. Okay, that's why saturated fats, remember? Compared with polyunsaturated fats, polyunsaturated because they have more double bond, it will get oxidized more easily. Okay, so just now one monounsaturated fat means what? Means only one double bond. Okay? Compare with polyunsaturated fats. Which one will get oxidized easily? Poly. Because it have more double bond. Okay? This is why. Okay? This is chemistry. Yes, really science. Okay? And it's important to gather with polyphenol. Some people might ask these questions. Okay, I know omega-3 have to, come together with polyphenol to have a better results, or to make sure it didn't get oxidized easily. Then can I get pure omega-3? Okay, because I have omega-3 pure, the pure omega-3 at home already, right? Can I have pure omega-3? Then I together I take another polyphenol lah. You understand? Okay, can I just now I take a pure omega-3 and then I add the antioxidant? I mix and match together by myself. Again, I have to remember, we compare the pure omega-3 with the addition polyphenol with the omega-3 and polyphenol together in one bottle. Okay, we compare these two products. Okay, what happened is the polyphenol and omega-3 inside one bottle, the polyphenol inside the bottle is already helping to maintain and to protect omega-3. You understand? If we separate it, maybe from the bottle itself, maybe from the product itself, the pure omega-3 already get oxidized. Okay, now you add polyphenol, it's too late, guys. Yeah, it already get oxidized. Okay, so this antioxidants unable to protect it. Okay, from the bottle itself. Okay, so again, which one is better? Have to be the one together already in the formulations together omega-3 and polyphenol. Okay, for the bottle itself. And come to the body. Okay, we all know everything we eat a lot of things, right? Everything, environment, everything, the lifestyle. Maybe our body already contains certain amounts of free radicals. Okay, so if let's say your omega-3 that you are taking is not initially protected by polyphenol, when omega-3 get inside, when it's, all the free radicals in your stomach, in your intestine, will again oxidize the omega-3 as well. Okay, before you reach your cells. Okay, this is also another benefit of having the omega-3 and polyphenol in the same bottle. Okay, then another thing is to the cell membrane. Okay, it helps to protect us from the free radicals. Okay, so means that in summary, to make it simple, just choose the one with omega-3 and polyphenol from the already formulated from the bottle. Okay, no use actually. You just after you take the pure omega-3, then you add the polyphenol. Okay, another thing about the synergy of omega-3 and polyphenol is the anti-inflammations. Okay, just now I mentioned that omega-3 is very good for anti-inflammation, right? So polyphenol actually also helps anti-inflammations because it will help to increase this. Okay, and when this increases, more EPA can produce more anti-inflammatory substances. Okay, and another thing is about the cellular membrane. Okay, so this is three main synergy effects of combining the omega-3 and polyphenol. Okay, everyone, no questions? And all of these are supported by the Zinzino Scientific Advisory Board that I mentioned just now. Our scientific advisory boards actually are following the Baba vision. Okay, which means that it's not just the normal nutrition dosage or normal nutrition provided for our daily life. Okay, the dosage they are giving is actually up to therapeutic range. Okay, which means that the dosage that you get from the products is enough to let your body to perform a better biological function. Okay, so this is the 3 P's of excellence of the BalanceOil, which is the purity, and polyphenol. Okay, any questions? Everyone okay?